This video is sponsored by you. Links to support the channel are in the description. Really quickly, I am now part of an Arknights content creator D&D E5 campaign. If you want to see me single-handedly ruin every encounter, you can go there, link in the description. You know, kinda my whole thing is talking about bad operators now. But that changes today. Mark your calendars. Today, we have a positive video. That's right, with the same childish glee of a Madrock fan seeing a 24-pack box of crayons, today we're going to be examining what makes an operator meta. Not good, mind you, meta. The top of the top. Think of this as a spiritual successor to the what makes an operator bad video. You could say,
well, just watch the other video and apply the inverse. If something makes an operator bad, the opposite must make an operator good, right?
well, not necessarily, and if you said that, I would make fun of you. Intuitively, that seems true, but it's not actually 100% correct. For example, being way too difficult and clunky to use does make an operator bad, but being very easy to use doesn't always make an operator good. Take Beagle or Jessica. They're completely brain dead to use, to the point even the average Scuddy fan could do it once they're done drinking glue. But they're also awful. Given being extremely simple to use is a point of favor for certain operators like Mountain, but you get what I mean, you can't just reverse that video. So hello there, Arknights' most hated YouTuber here, once again discovering that if you look up Arknights Istina on Google, one of the first auto-generated suggestions is Arknights Istina trans, and honestly, I take the full blame for that. I will not apologize. She is trans, and I will not elaborate. I feel there is a common thread among a lot of operators considered meta, and that is their versatility or splashability. Take Mountain, or Thorns, or Sutra, or Bagpipe, or Saria, or Gummy, or Texas Alter. But mind you, this doesn't mean having a good niche. That's a different thing. A niche inherently kind of can't be a meta, right? Yes, technically just dealing a lot of damage is also a niche, but it's not how we use the term in this community. Here, the term specifically explains something outside of a general most effective strategy, or in other words, the most effective strategy in a specific circumstance. Meta operators can also have an amazing niche, look at Elysium for example, but only having an amazing niche doesn't quite make you meta, look at Ethan. Maybe the best crowd control in the game, definitely a really good operator, but he doesn't quite break into being meta because he only has that amazing niche. Focusing on versatility does risk the operator becoming bland, however. Take Typhon. She's the most basic bitch white woman that would order a pumpkin spice latte at Starbucks. All she has going for her is the quirky targeting mechanic, which is essentially just a global range but slightly worse, because your target needs to enter her range in the first place to use it. But we don't care about that in this video. We only care about what makes an operator meta, and sending off all the unique traits to just make them a versatility queen, splashable absolutely everywhere, and giving them the damage of the atom bomb achieves that.
But then, isn't every medic meta by this definition? They can be put anywhere and they'll do their job. They are the one most versatile class in the game.
Well, no. We also include comparisons. Meta means most effective tactics available. So we say the most versatile is meta. The best one at their job is meta. Saying that every medic falls under this definition of versatility because they'll do their job in every stage is like saying every damage dealer also does because they do deal damage in every stage you put them in. So, regarding medics, Sloppy Toppy 9000 Queen Tilopsis and Nightingale would be considered meta by this definition of versatility, because Tilopsis has an incredibly strong universal buff to SP regeneration, which is the most versatile buff in the game, and possibly the best buff in the game. It's always good. And Nightingale has the little summons, which are also always good to use, and have 100 million use cases. Be it to soak up boss gimmicks like Zarro's Bleeding or Anduin's Screen Wipe, or to charge the Twilight of Volmond Gramophones, and so on. The concept of meta can only exist in comparison. It's implied the operators have to be more versatile than the other options, better at their jobs, good at them in the first place. If everybody is super, nobody is. The meta wouldn't shine as the meta if a comparison to worse options couldn't be made. It wouldn't be the most effective tactic available, it'd be the only tactic available. Also, versatility alone doesn't make someone meta. Take Silich. Of the main flagpipe trio, I'd argue she's the worst one, as I've argued in another video. You can't just be a jack of all trades to fall under the meta umbrella.
SUPAH? What the hell does that even mean? Are you making up terminologies to sound smart again?
Well, you see, little 2DP boy, it's when the operator designers have a clear vision of what the operator does, what their role is, and thusly their kit all synergizes with itself and helps toward that goal. So in essence, it's the polar opposite of Eunectes. Where with operators like Eunectes or Vigil, it feels like the designers got hit with a confuse ray while designing them, like nothing works in cohesion here. Operators like Ifrit or Sutra know what's up. They're the original gangsters. Sutra is a boss killer, so she removes a flat amount of resistance, ensuring that even if the boss has high res, she can still deliver 6000 degrees Celsius of pure lava straight into their f***ing rib cages. She also gets immortality, so that she can keep boss killing even if for a little while, even when said bosses would otherwise toss her into Jupiter. The point I'm getting at is that the people trapped in Lowlight's basement making operators in exchange for heroin knew what they were doing. They had a clear vision of what the operator was supposed to do and how they were gonna be used, and thusly they managed to build a great kit around that. Another example, Typhon. She attacks slowly, so she also applies slow and can follow targets around the entire stage, like me following women out of the bar to make sure they get home safely. She also ignores a lot of defense, so she can, like Sutra, still deliver punishment with the might of a furious demigod, even if the boss has high defense. Just beating them almost as hard as I beat my wife when my team doesn't win in footy on the telly. Bosses are also most likely gonna be heavy, so she gets a bonus against heavy enemies. Thank God your mom isn't in the game, right? All of this sounds really obvious, right? Like, of course, shit-ass. You're making a boss killer. Make them do boss killer things. But once you look at the entire game, there's a lot of just messy and confused 6 stars. And maybe you realize these may not be as obvious as it seems. Like with Viviana. She doesn't know if she wants to be a lane holder or a boss killer. Half her kit is geared against elite and boss enemies, but she doesn't quite have the traits that define a boss killer. And the other half is geared for lane holding, but she doesn't quite have the traits that define a lane holder either. And that's really all there is to it. You may have noticed I didn't have much to say compared to the other video, and that's because what makes an operator meta is a lot less intricate compared to what makes an operator bad. But what do you think? Is there something else that defines an operator as meta and that I missed? Tell me in the comments. That's all, Max Origami, bye. Hi, or goodbye rather. Thank you for watching, and thank you to the channel sponsors on screen right now. In particular, Yuita Koyaki, Nubbo, Lord Dario, Come to Brazil, Maxio Says, and Chromechan but JJF. That's all, max out your credit card. Bye.
One after the other, over and over again, I was a new pendulum.